Welcome to Chapter 6. Now that you have clear research hypotheses, purposes, or questions, it's time to choose the best approach to answer them. Today we'll explore the major research approaches available and learn how to match your methodology to your research goals. This decision shapes everything else about your study. Think of research approaches as different tools in a toolkit. Just like you wouldn't use a hammer for every job, you shouldn't use the same research method for every question. The key is letting your research question guide your method choice. If you want to test cause and effect, you need an experiment. If you want to explore experiences in depth, you might need interviews. Method follows question, always. Experiments are the gold standard for testing cause and effect relationships. The key is manipulation. Researchers actively change something, the independent variable, and measure the effect, the dependent variable. Random assignment ensures groups are equivalent at the start, so any differences at the end can be attributed to the treatment. This gives you the strongest evidence for causation. Many important questions can't be studied experimentally due to ethical or practical reasons. You cannot deliberately harm people or control major life events, but you can still study these topics using non-experimental approaches. The key is finding naturally occurring groups that differ in the variable you're interested in, then comparing their outcomes. Causal comparative research is like detective work. You're looking for clues about what caused different outcomes. In the dropout example, researchers identified two naturally occurring groups and compared them to understand why some students with disabilities drop out while others persist. While this cannot prove causation as definitively as an experiment, it can provide strong evidence and practical insights. Surveys are everywhere because they are versatile and efficient. You can reach large numbers of people relatively quickly and inexpensively. Population surveys study everyone, like the U.S. Census, while sample surveys study a representative subset to make inferences about the larger population. The key is getting a representative sample so your findings generalize to the population you care about. Correlational studies are perfect for exploring how variables relate to each other. You might find that students with higher math scores also have higher reading scores, positive correlation. Or you might find more TV watching is associated with lower grades, negative correlation. The correlation coefficient tells you both the strength and direction of relationships. But remember, correlation doesn't prove causation. High math and reading scores might both be caused by a third factor, like family income. Document analysis lets you study trends and patterns in existing material. The novel example could reveal how society's attitudes toward working women have changed over decades. You might find that early novels rarely show women in professional roles, while recent novels show women in diverse careers. This approach is great for historical research and studying cultural trends. Think of quantitative and qualitative research as different lenses for reviewing the world. Quantitative gives you the wide angle view with precise measurements across many people. Qualitative gives you the zoom lens with rich detail about fewer people's experiences. Both are valuable. Quantitative tells you how much and how many, while qualitative tells you how, and why. Quantitative research is perfect when you have specific hypotheses to test and want results that generalize to larger population. If you can measure your variables numerically, test scores, survey ratings, income levels, quantitative approaches will give you precise, statistically analyzable results. This approach works best when you know enough about your topic to ask focused questions. Qualitative research shines when you're exploring uncharted territory or want to understand the human experience behind the numbers. It's perfect for new topics where you don't know enough to write specific hypotheses. If you want to understand not just what happens, but why it happens and what it means to people, qualitative approaches give you that rich contextual understanding. Mixed methods research gives you the advantage of both approaches. You might survey hundreds of students to get broad patterns, then interview a smaller group to understand the stories behind those patterns. Or you might do interviews first to explore a topic, then create a survey based on what you learned. This combination often provides the most complete understanding of complex issues. You can use this decision tree to match your method to your research question. Start with whether you can ethically manipulate variables. This determines experimental versus non-experimental. Then consider whether you're testing causation or exploring relationships. Think about whether you want numerical data or deep understanding. Finally, consider practical constraints like time, money, and sample availability. Do not forget practical realities when choosing your approach. Qualitative research typically takes much longer because of transcription and analysis time. Surveys can reach hundreds of people quickly, but interviews provide deeper insights from fewer people. Consider your skills, timeline, and budget. Sometimes a simple study done well is better than a complex study done poorly. You've now learned the complete process from selecting topics to choosing research approaches. Remember that good research starts with interesting questions and matches methods to those questions thoughtfully. Whether you choose experimental or non-experimental, quantitative or qualitative, the key is executing your chosen approach rigorously and ethically. You now have the foundation to design and conduct meaningful research studies.